We have holes in the human history, which is really the extraterrestrial history. In the ancient times, up to about a year ago, we still had the guidance of the ancient beings, and they withdrew. And after withdrawing, it took about a year to refill the energetic hole. And now we have an advanced kind of light energy that you could think of almost as Star Trek type light energy. And this is Atlantis and astrology and the aliens all put together in one discussion. The astrology applies, of course, to all the billions of humans on this planet according to each birth chart. But really, astrology of nations as well as peoples depends on who does what. And so as we enter into a time of very tense astrological alignments, we can feel the intensity of the world ratcheting up. So the world assessment for 2020 is part human, part alien. You recall Dr. Mitchell said the ETs run the show. So the presence I'm talking to you about is new. It's from another dimension. It can appear as light to us, although in their dimension probably they're physical. In this timeline of Capricorn 2020, we have to get used to dealing also with occult dark technologies. That's like an esoteric control surveillance that's becoming stronger. For instance, if you think about 5G, or if you walk through certain facilities, you will constantly be radiated with energies that are not healthy. At the same time, you have to work with the Star Trek type light energies that can help you neutralize the effects. So nothing's impossible now in this Capricorn timeline that goes to about 2024, including for Pluto, and for sure with Saturn now for another 2 years. And Saturn Pluto is not a funny affair. It's very strict. It has to put order into society. It has to possibly restructure world affairs. For instance, when you look at what is going on in the United States, since the Attorney General Barr has taken over and is looking into things, we see a lot of agitation because he may well find out a lot of things that will be not useful for those who would like to replace the current sitting president. And I had said years ago that I saw Trump as an 8-year presidency, and unless they start wars, he will be re-elected. So those forces, again think of Mitchell, extraterrestrial forces managing things, would very much like to create as many wars as possible to make the world situation next to impossible. So my prognosis is still the same. I feel we're going to avoid these wars for reasons of astrology mainly, because by 2021 we are coming into a time with Aquarius planets, Saturn, Jupiter, that turn very intelligent. Aquarius is super intelligent, future orientated, connected, interconnected, networked. And when these two planets come together, Jupiter and Saturn, this talks also to us about the better economy, networked of course, and it talks to us about a higher understanding where people could get infused almost with an enhanced intelligence that I talked about, which again is alien in nature, because all of these energies we're dealing with have always both the occult side but also the enlightened side. And it's up to us to tune into the very fine-tuned energies that are changing the planet now, and with that changing also the thinking of people. And so my Star Trek type Atlantis astrology is still positive, but we are challenged, and it's in challenges of the biggest kind that humans rise to the occasion and can differentiate between opportunity and risk and take very smart, almost inspired decisions to come to much better results. That's my forecast into 2025 at least, that I see a better outcome, but that's not visible yet to us. Right now we're dealing simply with a lot of obstructions in practically all affairs, because also a lot of new systems that are meant for the better are just being tested out at the moment. Everything is testing the reaction of mankind and seeing how will this function. Will people get used to different energies? Will they be able to use these frequencies to create better results for their own life? Like I told you, be self-sustained, self-sufficient, create radiant zones. These are the subjects that we're now going into. When I wrote about this 15 years ago and we published 12 years ago, few people could understand, although quite a few did try it out, and it takes a decade to begin a new life. You can't switch overnight into a new existence. Things have to be tested out, fine-tuned, and you have to see to it how you find your new way through this whole new existence that is beginning now.